I cannot believe this, but we now have a FTSE All-World ETF available for us as UK investors for a 0.07% fee. The timeline of what's happened over the last few months is insane, and we're going to go through that in a second. But first, I know what you might be thinking. Yes, PACW, this global ETF here, also does have a fee of 0.07%. So it's technically not the lowest fee global ETF available for us as UK investors. But 2 points. Firstly, this ETF is income only. The new one we're going to talk about has an accumulation version. And number 2, PACW's tracks a selective index, and it's provided by Amundi, which has some inherent biases built into the index methodology. I covered all of that in my full PACW fund review recently, and I'll link that down in the description if you want to watch that video after this one. Okay, let me give you a very quick bit of history. As you probably know, I like making these global fund update videos, and I will keep them coming. But let's go through the history quickly, and then we'll go into the actual ETF and whether you should invest in it. So Vanguard have their FTSE All-World ETF. VWRL is the income version, if it lets me click, and VWRP is the accumulation version. It used to have a fee of 0.22%, and it was recently cut to 0.19%, as you can see here, and that happened back in October 2025. It is still the largest ETF, the largest global ETF for UK investors in terms of assets under management anyway. You can see down here, it's around $50 billion. Invesco launched a rival FTSE All-World ETF back in 2023. This was in June, July 2023 for a fee of 0.15%. So even though Vanguard did reduce their fee, it was still more expensive than Invesco's. This has attracted billions of inflows since. As you can see, it's got $4 billion of assets under management, but it's still tiny, relatively speaking, compared to Vanguard's version. Over the last few months, 2 new FTSE All-World ETFs have been launched, one by Xtrackers, and this is the fund page, and one by iShares, and this is their fund page. I actually covered both of these in a recent video here from a couple of weeks ago. The Xtrackers ETF was launched back in April 2026, and the iShares ETF, if I scroll down, was launched in May 2026. Both of them had a 0.12% fee, so they had both essentially undercut Vanguard and Invesco. Funnily enough, in the video that I made, I did say it was a bit bizarre that they came out so close to each other and that they both had the exact same fee. Surely one of them would undercut the other one by at least 0.01%, just so they can say they are the lowest fee FTSE All-World ETF. Well, clearly the folks at Xtrackers watch my videos, but they have now cut their fee from 0.12% to 0.07%. You can see this is the official fund page showing that. This was the ETF Stream article saying DWS, who are Germany's largest asset manager, will now reduce the TER on their all-world fund by nearly 50%, which is mental, to 0.07% from the 1st of June 2026. So if you're watching this video, this change is now live for this ETF, and clearly DWS Xtrackers are making an aggressive move to grab some market share in the ever-growing popular ETF space for UK investors. Now, it is still a very small fund. If I actually go back to the fund page and scroll down, you can see that the assets under management are around £15 million. So it's still a tiny fund, relatively speaking. And as I covered in that recent YouTube video, generally speaking, you want to see a bit more of a track record before investing into an ETF, at least a year, ideally a few years. You want there to be a larger amount of assets under management as well, so there's smaller spread fees. Another constraint when a fund first launches is platform availability. What platform is the fund actually available on? From a quick Google search of the Xtrackers FTSE All-World, it appears that Trading 212 have it listed, as do IG down here. And if I go onto the second page, it looks like AJ Bell have it as well. So some platforms in the UK are offering it. And as a quick tangent, if you want a full-blown broker comparison, I'll leave my ISA tool link in the description down below, and you can see all the brokers and their pros and cons. And also my fund availability list of global funds, I'm now going to have to update to include these 2 new FTSE All-World ETFs. So bit of extra work for me this weekend. This is honestly quite funny and quite crazy that this has happened and how it's panned out. But overall, it's great news for us as UK index fund and ETF investors. The US and the US investors are used to these rock bottom fees for global funds. And finally, it seems like they're slowly coming over to the UK in dribs and drabs. As I mentioned, there's probably no point in using this fund yet or anytime soon, just given that it is such a new fund and it's literally just launched. But it is great news that there's more options available for us, and of course, lower fee options. So I expect now, once this fund grows in size, it will become one of the top picks for UK global ETF investors. Funnily enough, in my recent video, I actually said that iShares will probably take that title given their size and stature, but the fact that DWS X-Trackers have now cut the fee to 0.07% for a FTSE All-World accumulation ETF, it is a rock bottom fee for diversification into thousands of stocks. I really do think this could quickly become a very popular choice for UK investors over the next couple of years. This one is just a quick video. As myself, I keep the large majority of my money in global index funds and ETFs, and this might be a little bit sad admitting it, but I do get excited when these things change and happen, which is why I wanted to make a full video on it. So yeah, that's the update on this one. I mean, will you be using it? Let me know in the comments down below. I know last time when I made a video on this, a lot of people were sticking with ACWI or VWRP, but the fact this fee is now so small and is an accumulation version, and it's tracking a FTSE index, I really think this does have legs, and it could become a very popular global ETF for UK investors over the coming years. Anyway, I'll leave that one there, and as these changes to the global index fund and ETF space happen, I'll continue to make videos over the coming months and coming years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.